Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning. Right now at 5, the worst case scenario. As we begin to reopen the country, scientists say it's a game of weighing the odds. We take a look at some of the projections of what could be ahead here in California and the country.
When should churches reopen? It was a lively discussion at yesterday's Board of Supervisors meeting as county officials try to nail down local rules. And this morning, we want to know what you think.
Driven by tragedy all the way to greatness, we honor a senior who had his dreams of playing in the Army Bowl. Dashed, but he's been through worse and is using that memory to carry him through these tough times. Today is Wednesday, May 6th, 2020.
Good morning. Good to have you with us. I'm Maddie Jansen with Alex Fisher and Kevin Charette, and we have a lot to get to this morning. But first, we have some breaking news this morning to bring you out of Delano. The Kern County Sheriff's Office is investigating a shooting that killed one person and seriously hurt two others. It happened just before 11 o'clock last night at a home on Maria Way near Consuelo Street. That's not far from Robert F. Kennedy High School. When deputies arrived, they found three people with gunshot wounds. One person died at the scene and two others were taken to the hospital. One person is in critical condition and the other is said to be stable. Investigators are trying to figure out what led up to the shooting. We're working to learn more information and we will bring you new information as soon as we get it.
Meantime, the Sheriff's Office is also investigating a suspicious death in Northeast Bakersfield. This happened just before midnight last night. Deputies were called to the area of Goodman Street near Alta Vista for a report of suspicious circumstances. They found someone dead in a trash can in an alleyway. KCSO says they're investigating. All right, let's take a look at your forecast now on this Wednesday. And Kev, I got to tell you, it's been pretty warm the last several days, and it looks like things are just going to continue on that trend.
Yeah, and I want to thank you for helping me out yesterday. I woke up with a migraine, so a special big thanks to my partner in crime there, Alex, for stepping in for me yesterday morning. And it was a beautiful day with those 80s. And we're going to continue today also into the 80s. Now, yesterday's high was 87 degrees. Right now, we sit at 60 degrees in the Bakersfield area. We just had a light breeze earlier overnight. Right now, they are calm. We'll see a light breeze as we go throughout the day here. And as we take a look at the temperatures for today, we will be climbing into the 80s once again, right around 83, so a little bit cooler than the 87 we hit yesterday. Kind of back and forth in terms of the temperatures. 46 degrees in Tehachapi right now. You have a west-northwest wind at 6, and I do expect the winds to pick up a little bit throughout the day here, and especially over the Grapevine, where you can see the wind advisory until 9 a.m. today. The wind advisory into the Kern County Mountains has expired, but it will still be breezy there. And then you can see to the southwest of us, we have a high wind warning near the coast. As we take a look at the outdoor forecast for the mountains today, we will climb into the lower 70s, so a nice, comfortable day up near Maddie. That's look at your forecast. We'll have much more coming up in a little bit. Alex, back over to you.
All right, Kev, thanks so much. Your time now is 5:03, and now to the latest on the coronavirus crisis in Kern County. A spike in reported deaths yesterday brings our total to 11. There are 1,055 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the county, including 10 non-residents. 620 of those infected have recovered. 7,100 tests have come back negative, and the department is waiting on the results for 3,900 others. Also in that data, a disproportionate number of Hispanic people have tested positive. 66% of confirmed cases are Hispanic, but according to U.S. Census Bureau data, Hispanic people make up about 54% of our population. Public Health also has broken down the number of cases by zip code. The areas hit hard by the virus include Lamont, Arvin, and Bakersfield zip codes 93313 and 07. Meantime, most of the cases in the mountain region are in Tehachapi, Frazier Park, and Pine Mountain Club. And our deadliest days could still be ahead of us, both here in California and around the nation. Projections from the University of Washington show we could see more than 3,000 people die each day in the U.S. for nearly 2 weeks. That's worst case scenario. In total, we could see 135,000 people die from coronavirus by the beginning of August here in the U.S. Here in California, projections show nearly 4,700 people could die by August. Remember, these numbers change on a daily basis depending on a variety of factors such as social distancing effectiveness.
The time now is 5:05, and as dozens of states start to reopen, the Trump administration announces a closure. The task force that focuses on the COVID-19 pandemic is expected to be phased out within the next few weeks. President Trump says now he's focused on safely reopening the economy and putting Americans back to work. The president admits the coronavirus death toll could climb over the next few months. Critics say that's why the task force should remain in place. Happening today, a new testing site is opening up in Oildale. This as 3 other sites got up and running yesterday across Kern County. We saw a line of cars at the Richard Prado Senior Center just off Mount Vernon Avenue. The site was set up with help from CORE, a nonprofit started by actor Sean Penn. The county also has free testing in Mojave and at the Kern County Fairgrounds. You can schedule an appointment at any of these sites at the county's website, kerncounty.com.
The Kern County Board of Supervisors approved a 4-part plan to reopen Kern's economy. They say they could start the process as early as next week. The first part of the plan creates an ad hoc committee of local leaders who will give expertise on how to safely move forward. The supervisors formally recognized the committee yesterday. Secondly, the county will bring more testing to Delano, Taft, and the Kern River Valley. Third, supervisors will send a letter to Governor Gavin Newsom requesting he allow county leaders to plan their own reopening. And finally, supervisors authorized county staff to create a detailed plan on how to contain any potential additional outbreaks. 3rd District Supervisor Mike Maggard says there will be consequences no matter what they decide.
If we reopen the economy, let's do that, decide first, it's a certainty that more people are going to be infected. And some people are going to die from that. That's a horrible prospect. It's heartbreaking that that's the case. If we do not move forward and reopen the economy, it is a certainty that lives will be ruined, homes will be lost. It is a horrible dilemma on either side.
However the county proceeds, Maggard is urging a careful approach. If the county decides to at least partially reopen next week, supervisors will first need to hold a special meeting, and that could come as early as Monday.
The time now is 5:07, and before the supervisors meeting, the Kern County Liberty Coalition held a rally. The group wants people to be able to return to work and to worship. Many of these people say it's hypocritical for some businesses to open while churches are forced to remain closed.
The message is saying we can open up and we can be responsible, we can follow the CDC guidelines, we can do all those things. But it doesn't make sense for a pot shop to be open and a church building to be closed.
The argument for opening churches also came up during the county supervisors meeting, and some say it's time to open, while others say doing so would put people at risk.
So my church, you go in, I sit down, and we're all sitting 6 feet apart. We've closed it because the governor said so. But before he closed it, we were all 6 feet apart. It was better than going into Walmart. So why is that? I don't understand. I don't get that one.
He has indicated that churches and other religious type services are included in stage 3 because they are higher risk due to the gatherings that occur.
I find that unfathomable.
We've had a unique issue with churches, Mick, because so many are populated by elderly, and they are uniquely vulnerable.
While Kern's ability to reopen is still directed by Governor Newsom, the board was passionate about creating its own plan with local flexibility. And that is the subject of this morning's interactive feedback poll. Today we're asking you, should churches be allowed to open at the same time as local businesses? You can call or text us at 661-888-4617. Press 1 if you think they should be allowed to reopen, and 2 if not. You can also text, tweet, email, or Facebook your comments. Once again, our interactive feedback phone line is 888-4617, and we'll air some of your comments and have the first results coming up in about 20 minutes.
Along with using federal aid for more testing, supervisors also approved a plan to use the money to help Kern's economy. Kern County received more than $157 million from the CARES Act passed by Congress. The county anticipates using some $108 million to cover the costs absorbed by local governments in their response to the pandemic. Another $35 million would be used to support small businesses, and $4 million would go to safety net programs like food banks and homeless programs. It's unclear how much those new testing sites could cost, but there is $10 million left over that can be used for future issues.
Happening tonight, the Bakersfield City Council plans to have a similar discussion on reopening our economy. Members will vote to send a letter to the governor asking for more flexibility. The council says the pandemic has had a drastic impact on our economy, so more flexibility will make it easier for them to work with local businesses to plan a safe reopening. The meeting starts at 5:15 tonight.
Well, the time now is 5:10, and yesterday we saw an incredible virtual turnout for Give Big Kern. Donations came pouring in from across the county for more than 130 local charities and nonprofits. More than $686,000 was raised. That's more than $250,000 above what was raised last year. The Kern Community Foundation has hosted Give Big Kern for the past 5 years. Christian Beal Watson says unprecedented times won't break Kern County's generous spirit.
What we're seeing this year with Give Big Kern is a real response. Yes, you're right. This is a difficult time for so many people, and yet we have not seen this level of giving ever.
Nonprofits like Marley's Mutt's Dog Rescue stepped up to encourage others to give big, even if it simply meant putting a smile on someone else's face. Yesterday, rescue dogs took a trip across Kern, spreading love for nonprofits' Miles of Smiles event. Other nonprofits showed their support through a car parade, lifting spirits and inspiring people to give back.
We recognize the need for our nonprofit businesses in Kern County because a lot of them are volunteers and a lot of them do not make any money in their agencies. So therefore, they look for donations from the community, fundraisers, things like that to keep them afloat.
And Watson says if you didn't get the chance to donate yesterday, that's okay because they're still accepting donations today. So let's keep that donation total rising. Here's a look at the website right now. Nearly 3,000 donors pitched in $686,500 and still counting. It's pretty amazing to see the giving spirit of Kern continue through these tough times. Like we said yesterday, a little or a lot, both go a long way. You can also donate volunteer hours, which is a great way to help.
Absolutely. All right, your time now is 5:12, and still ahead, we're saluting our high school athletes whose time in sports was cut short because of the pandemic.
How one athlete is using heartbreak to inspire other players.
Senior Sendoff is proudly supported by San Joaquin Construction Services.
Welcome back. The time now is 5:21. So many local seniors had their high school athletic careers cut short. So KGET and San Joaquin Construction Services decided to team up together and recognize these local athletes. It's a segment we like to call Senior Sendoff. Today we're saluting Riley Dickey, a 3-year varsity football starter with Golden Valley High School. 17's Taylor Schaub shows us how he's inspiring others.
Since the very first time Riley Dickey walked on a football field, he's been chasing a memory.
Every time I step out on a football field or a baseball diamond, one of the things that's in my mind is my brother.
It was December 15th, 2005.
We had a house fire, and Riley's brother Wyatt passed away in the fire. Wyatt was 5 and Riley was 3.
17 news cameras there filming the heart-wrenching scene.
That taught me loss. Like, one of the biggest things you can learn in life is losing, and that was one of the hardest things to have ever gone through in my whole life.
7 years after his brother passed away, Dickey suited up for a football game for the very first time. The lineman quickly rising through the youth ranks, making varsity as a sophomore at Golden Valley High School.
Riley has a lot of determination, he has a lot of strength, and he has a heart.
During his senior season, Dickey earned an invitation to the exclusive Army Bowl, an all-star game for the region's top players.
The Army Bowl was one of his dreams.
But that dream quickly dissolved after the game was canceled due to the pandemic.
Out of all the events that had been canceled this senior year, that was the one that hurt the most.
The most difficult part of the process for Riley? Not being able to honor his brother one last time between the white lines.
He would have definitely been on my mind. I would every single down, every single play, every single second of that game.
So even as Dickey's football career comes to a close, the memory of his brother Wyatt will not.
Thank you for always being there with me by my side, watching me from above, and just staying there with me through it all.
That was 17's Taylor Shop reporting. Dickey's still waiting to decide where he'll go to college next year, and he has not ruled out playing football. If you'd like to submit your student athlete, you can go to kget.com and upload a picture and a short biography in the senior Sendoff section. And still ahead this morning on 17 News at Sunrise, a Bakersfield staple is soon reopening for business. What new menu item Wool Growers will offer for takeout.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Welcome back. A staple of the Bakersfield Bass culture is ready to start serving again. Wool Grower says it is going to start offering takeout meals starting tomorrow. On social media, the restaurant says it missed its employees and customers, but now it's time to enjoy some Basque food. Wool Grower says it will have an updated menu and cocktails for takeout. You can find Wool Growers on 19th Street just off Truxton Avenue. And just a reminder, we have a website called Kern County Open that's dedicated to letting you know which restaurants are open and serving. CSUB is working to lower the cost of course materials. It's part of the California State University Affordable Learning Solutions Initiative. The goal is to provide low or no cost access to textbooks and other materials. Since 2013, the initiative has saved CSUB students more than $1.5 million. Currently, the Child, Adolescent, and Family Studies Department saves the most money. The department only offers zero-cost course materials for every course within their department. That has saved CSUB students more than $221,000 in one academic year alone. Happening today, CSU Bakersfield is hosting another free one-hour webinar to help those impacted by COVID-19. The school says it will be helpful for small business owners. You can learn more about the Paycheck Protection Program and economic injury disaster loans, plus more discussion on when Kern County can expect to reopen. We have a link to register on our website, kget.com. It's happening from noon until 1 p.m. And by the way, the school's Small Business Development Center has been giving free one-on-one consultations. You can sign up for that also on our website. Coming up the next half hour on Sunrise, the White House is shifting its focus to reopening the national economy. So what's next for the coronavirus task force? We'll explain after the break.